Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be making some art on some black card, and because I found some chalk liquid pens in a local store, one of those stores that kind of sells odds and ends and sells everything, and there were 2 in a packet for 85p, and each pen had a chisel tip and a bullet nib. One had green and yellow and one had 2 whites, but only the green bullet nib and the white bullet nib actually work, and they have a slight delay on them as well, so they kind of dry slower than you apply them, so it kind of looks like magic, and I thought this was really cool, so I did quite a lot of swatches before I actually got down to filming, which kind of made the green one run out a little bit. So by the end, when I tried it again after filming, it didn't work, and that made me sad. So yeah, this is me just having fun with these pens, and I thought I would make some art on some black card because I found a load the other day in my paper store and I didn't know I had it, so I thought let's try it and let's see what I can do. So because I only had 2 colours in these liquid chalk markers, I added my gel pens, some pastel gel pens, and I'm just swatching them out here, some quite opaque pastel colours. I think I had a pink, a purple, yellow, a green and an orange, and I also added my white Uniball uni pen. I can't remember what it's called, but the Signo white gel pen anyway, because that's quite pigmented and I have a brand new one, so that showed up really well on this too. So I never worked with liquid chalk markers before. I worked with gel pens, but not with the liquid chalk, so I was quite excited to see what I could do. And yeah, this was a really fun piece and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get on with it. So before I began with the chalk markers and the gel pens, I sketched the design out first with my white Polychromos pencil. I used the white Polychromos pencil because it's quite light, it's not as pigmented as the Prismacolor one, for example, plus my Prismacolor one is too small to use now anyway, and I used that to give a rough idea of the design, but I didn't film it because I wasn't sure how well it would come up on camera because I was only pressing lightly. And for that I used a mixture of freehand, and I also used my Pocahontas ruler. I found this Pocahontas ruler in my parents' attic, and last week I uploaded a video where I made art from the supplies which I found up there, and that was a mixture of Disney pencils and some Barbie pencils and a rainbow pencil, which I almost used in this piece, but it didn't quite show up enough on the black paper, so I didn't use it in the end. But I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video in case you want to check that out. So I found this video quite difficult to film because I never filmed art on black paper before, and it was quite difficult to get the lighting right, so at the beginning it was a little bit off, but it does get better towards the end, and I did have a really good time and I was quite pleased with the overall footage and how it looked. And I was also quite pleased with the piece because I wanted to do a fantasy castle on black paper and make it colourful and magical, and I think that worked quite well. And it was quite difficult to use the pens though, the chalk pens. It was okay if you just did one line, but if you wanted to colour it in, like the green roof for example, it didn't quite lay it evenly and you couldn't quite see where you had done it because there's a delay on how it dries, which is part of the magic, so that's fine. So that's why I mixed it with some of the gel pen to kind of give it a more of an even look. Yeah, and the gel pens were quite hard as well because it took a couple of layers to get them to lay on quite opaque, so I ended up having to mix some of the colours with the Signo white gel pen to make them more pigmented and brighter. And I was trying to work on the highlights and different textures because you're quite limited when you're working on black paper. And I think it worked out quite well. I ended up using the Signo gel pen more than I wanted to, but that was because it was the most pigmented and it gave the best highlights. And I used a range of stippling techniques, especially with the orange. I used that to create a different texture, a bit of a stone wall on the castle, and some lines to indicate bricks, and some full colouring as well. And my favourite parts I think are the bushes. I think they turned out quite well. I used a mixture of the white chalk pen for these, the green gel pen and the white gel pen on top, and I think these are quite effective. So yeah, I was really pleased with how this turned out, and I think it looks quite cool on camera once I got the lighting right. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Katie and I make art videos, as you can probably tell by the art that I'm making in this video, but you know, thought I'd better mention it anyway. And I upload a new video every Thursday. I make a combination of speed paints, challenges, a bit like this one, and I also have videos about my little mouse character called Charlie McNeil, and I also have a puppet and he appears in some of my videos as well. I'm gonna bring him in a little bit more because you guys seem to like that. So if you're new, please feel free to subscribe and join us here, and hit the notification bell because I sometimes upload a bonus video on a Sunday, so you don't want to miss out on that. And also let me know in the comments below if there's any videos you would like me to do, any requests, any kind of tutorials, any discussions, any challenges you want me to do, because I really want to make videos that you guys want to watch, because I think we've got a nice little art community growing now, so I want to do what you guys want and I want to make more fun videos, and I'm always open for suggestions, so do leave a comment down below if you have one. And in case you didn't know, I recently launched a Patreon with the aim of making better videos for you guys and upgrading my filming equipment, because at the moment it's pretty basic and that really shows sometimes in some of my videos, and I want to improve them for you. So if you're interested in that, there are some fun rewards on there. There's some exclusive Charlie pictures, colouring pages, prints even, and also you'll get to see videos ahead of time and work in progress shots. For example, I uploaded this picture to my Patreon before I released the video, so the people who have pledged already got to see that before anyone else. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description below. And I do want to say thank you to all of you who are subscribed to this channel. I have over 360 subscribers now, and I think that's amazing considering I haven't even been going a year yet. So thank you so much for subscribing and watching, and for all the likes and comments that you leave, because they really do make my day and I really enjoy interacting with you in the comment section. So please do keep commenting, because I really love to read them. So I really enjoyed making this piece. I really enjoyed watching the chalk markers dry, and because they dried slightly slower than I was applying them, it was really fun to see it, and especially when I was editing, it was really satisfying, especially when I was watching the walls, the castle walls go down. I thought that was really fun to watch, and I hope you're enjoying it as well. These are probably some of my favourite pens I've ever bought, other than my Copic markers and gel pens and multi-liners and other art pens. I don't have an addiction to buying art pens. Anyway, I really enjoyed this piece, and I really enjoyed working with the gel pens and the chalk pens to make it come to life, and I really enjoyed challenging myself with the materials and also challenging myself to film something new. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I'm going to leave you now until the end of the video, where I'll come back and show you the end result. Enjoy the mystical music and the development of this magical castle. Oh, I forgot to say that the size of card that I'm using is A3 size, and this is bigger than I normally work, so this was quite challenging as well. I usually work on A5 or A4 size, so yeah, this was quite challenging to do a bigger piece. So I just wanted to mention that, and it's just normal thick card. I just found it randomly. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna go now and leave you with the mystical music. So once I'd finished drawing the castle, I wanted to add some cloud and stars to the background to make it look a little bit more inviting, a little bit less plain if you like. So I started with the chalk pen to make some fluffy clouds because this is less pigmented, and then I used the Signo white gel pen to add the highlights, and I did the same with the stars. I tried to be random in the size and placement and the brightness so it looked like the night sky, and I think this worked really well. I really like how the background looks against the castle because it does definitely look like it's at night rather than just kind of a random castle. It gives it a bit more of a magical feel. So yeah, I was really pleased with the background and I really like the twinkling stars. So here is the final result. I'm just going to show it up close to the camera so you can see all different textures. You can see the kind of stippling effects in the brickwork, the line work, and the fluffy clouds, and the bushes, and the castle walls. And I really like how this piece turned out. I really like how neon the colours look, and I really enjoyed using the chalk. So if you like this video, you know, emotionally, please do leave it a like down below as that really helps me out. But that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye for now!